So you're trying to say I killed somebody?
You were part of this murder scheme.
I'm a freshman. Y'all trying to send me to prison for murder?
This is 15-year-old Tylen Peaks, a teenage murderer who thinks he's too young for a jail cell.
You're not the first 15-year-old to sit in that blue chair, and you're not going to be the last.
Because less than 12 hours ago, Tylen and his group of goons were responsible for a series of crimes that have now left an innocent man dead. Crimes that Tylen will realize have consequences.
Young man, I've been a police officer for almost twice as long as you've been on this planet. You wouldn't be the first 15-year-old to sit in that chair. I don't tell you what I know, you tell me what you did, and that's how this works.
January 26, 2022 was meant to be another ordinary Lyft shift for 35-year-old Brandon Cooper. Brandon had been driving with Lyft for about 5 years at that point and completed over 11,000 rides, all for funding his dream in life, becoming a game designer and living the American dream with his wife Brittany. What Brandon didn't know was that this shift would be his last, because on a late night shift, just before 2 a.m., gunshots rang out on Ferguson Avenue in Dayton, Ohio. After Brandon's car rolled forward, crashed into a parked vehicle, his OnStar system automatically reported the crash. OnStar automatically detects serious collisions and alerts an emergency operator, providing the vehicle's location even when no one inside is able to call for help. It can seriously protect a lone driver who may lose consciousness or get trapped inside their vehicle. In Brandon's case, however, it would be far too late. When police arrived, they would find Brandon shot 4 times, already dead. Immediately, considering his job and shift timings, investigators knew that whoever killed him was one of his passengers. Passengers that were fortunately recorded on this surveillance footage, as a group of 4 individuals were seen running away from the intersection seconds after he was shot. And it didn't take police long to identify who these 4 were: 15-year-old Detrayvon Mitchell, 15-year-old Tylen Peaks, and 2 other unnamed juveniles. After tracking down their location to a house on Anna Street, officers arrived to arrest them. But with the suspects refusing to exit, the situation spiraled out of control, turning into an hours-long standoff with SWAT. By 9:56 that same morning, things had finally calmed down, and all 4 suspects were taken into custody and interviewed. After going through his accomplices, the very last person to be brought in is Tylen, who detectives believe is the one who ordered the lift and killed Brandon. After informing Tylen why he's there,
You're going to be interviewed today in regards to the crime of ag robbery and ag murder.
and him hammering in how young he really is,
I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman, but the last grade you completed was the 8th grade. You got that right.
detectives get right down to questioning him about what he and his group of goons were up to that night.
Tell me how he came into contact with you today, Mr. Peaks. Right ahead.
I woke up and I just seen the SWAT team. Because my friend woke me up, he said, "Bro, the SWAT team was outside." I said, "Why?" He said, "You don't know, bro, you gotta go outside." So that's when me and my friends went outside. And I just ended up here.
Okay, well, let's back way up then, because obviously the day that you start with the SWAT team. So what happened way before you woke up to the SWAT team?
I was chilling.
Where were you chilling at? Who were you there to chill with?
Me and Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray. But I just had pulled up, and then that's when I got sleepy, so I went to sleep.
When you say Ray, you're talking about Joe Ray? Is that who you're talking about? Okay. So who?
My friend.
Who's your friend?
Sure.
Ray, do you know his whole name?
No.
Okay, so you and Ray pull up to Trey's house. What time do you get there?
Probably around like 9:30. I don't know, around like 9:30.
Okay. Anybody else in the house besides you and Ray and Trey?
And my other friend,
Who's your other friend?
I got a call.
What? Sorry, I can't hear you.
My other friend, what's his name? Ray the house with whoever.
What's his name?
Ryan.
Ron. Anybody else in the home besides you, Ray, Trey, and Ron?
It doesn't help that all of these names sound like something out of a 3rd grader's storybook. Trey is Tylen's co-defendant, DeTrayvon Mitchell, one of the people you just saw on camera. Ray and Ron are the two other teens who were there that night, and also the juvenile security footage had captured. All four were in that house during the SWAT standoff, which for reference contained dozens of officers, flashing lights, and sirens that could wake anyone up a block away. Tylen's explanation of how he possibly missed all of that is absurd, to say the least. Before that though, if you love watching teenage killers like Tylen realize they aren't the smartest in the room, subscribe so we can keep bringing you more.
So tell me what happened after that.
What you mean?
Well, here, I'll be frank with you. I know you didn't go to sleep. That's not what happened. When Detective Roberts and I sit in this room, we expect you to be honest with us because we are honest with you.
I did go to sleep.
I'm not going to lie to you, so I prefer that you don't lie to me. When we ask you questions about what happened, know that we already know what happened. I'm seeing if you're going to be honest with me, and you haven't been so far. And we're right at the beginning, so that's kind of silly, right?
Okay.
So we know that you and Ron and Trey and Ray caught a lift earlier today.
I didn't catch no lift.
You did catch a lift.
So I don't have no proof I caught no lift. I was at the house, I went to sleep. I ain't catch no lift. I don't even got lift money to catch lift.
Well,
The plan was never to pay for it. The plan was to steal a car that's in the garage at the house where you were laying your head. Or where you say you were laying your head, but you weren't. Because the police were out there for like the last 6.5 hours screaming everybody come outside. And you just said the address. Hold on. You just said the address so you know exactly where you were. Probably because you heard it 150,000 times when the police are screaming it through a loudspeaker.
Nah, that's because that's not my first time going.
Okay, but you knew the police were out there for hours
Oh, I
calling.
was asleep. I was.
You weren't asleep. You don't sleep through that.
Me and Ray and Ron was in the basement. He woke me up talking about, brother, SWAT team, police is outside.
Yeah, well, why would the SWAT team be there?
I don't know. That's why I said I don't know.
Why would the SWAT team be there? Tylen? I mean, work with us. Here's the thing. You're the fourth person this morning to sit in that chair. Okay? So, how old are you?
15.
15. Okay. You wouldn't be the first 15-year-old to sit in that chair.
no.
And you wouldn't be the first 15-year-old to catch adult charges for this kind of thing, okay?
What y'all don't charge me for, y'all?
We're going to charge you for 2 counts of aggravated robbery and a count of aggravated murder. So if you want to say I was asleep and you want to go with that, then cool. We'll just take you across the hall and then we'll book you. And then your story doesn't get out and then we'll go with the story that the other 4 people have told already that may or may not paint you in a pretty bad light. So this is the save Tylen's behind moment, not I don't know nothing about nothing, you ain't got nothing on me. Because you're going to go to jail this morning for 2 counts of robbery and a count of aggravated murder. Okay? That's what's going to happen. This isn't ripping cars off and stealing phones and all the little ticky-tack nonsense crap that you guys have been doing for the last 6 months. You're going to go to jail for murder. Okay? You guys are all just tearing stuff up. You're all just acting like knuckleheads and doing all kinds of criminal nonsense. This isn't the first lift you guys have done. You've probably done 10 of them. Okay? You're going to go get locked up this morning for 2 counts of aggravated robbery. You took 2 cars this morning. And the second one resulted.
Do you understand?
What proof do y'all got?
You're in the house where the car's at first.
Right, I was asleep. That don't mean I took the car. I was asleep all day. I did not know that was there.
What do you think everyone else has been in here and said, sitting in that chair right there?
I don't know what they said. I don't know.
You're right. You don't know what they said, but we know what they've said. And if you go with this, you're not helping yourself at all.
Considering that Tylen is the last person to be interviewed after all of his co-defendants, you might be wondering, what exactly did they say? According to them, about an hour before Brandon was killed, the same group booked a different lift. A woman picked them up in her Subaru, and at a stop sign on St. Agnes Avenue, just a few intersections from where Brandon would be shot. It was at this point that they ordered her out of her own car and drove off, while she ran to a nearby house and called 911. The group took her Subaru back to a house on Anna Street and parked it in the garage. This is how cops even found them inside that house, because that same car was spotted by them. The biggest breakthrough came from Trayvon's interview in particular, where he admitted to pulling the trigger on a 9mm handgun.
Do you know who started with the gun?
And both had.
Who's both?
Ty and Ray.
Ty and Ray. So Ty and Ray were kind of passing the other gun around?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it safe to say Ty had the other gun?
Possibly.
You were here, you did grown-up stuff, and that's where we're at. We got us a car, let's go get another one. Right? Okay, so tell me about that. What was the goal? To get another car?
To get some money.
Get some money, okay? Same 4 people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Everybody sit in the back, everybody sit in the front.
Right.
Okay. Who all has guns in the car this time?
Same people.
Huh?
Same people.
You and Ty, or you and Ty and Ray?
I gave one good to one of them.
Huh?
I gave my friend one of them.
Which one? Because that's important, you know what I mean? Who'd you give the gun to?
It was Ty and Ray. The only 2 that had sticks.
So Ty and Ray both had guns? One of them had yours. Okay? Who said what?
We did the same thing the last time.
They just pulled guns on him? Did shoot this man? We're here, man. Look at me. We're here. Okay? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's unfortunate. It sucks. It was a terrible decision. But if you shot this man, just tell me you shot this man, man. And so we don't keep doing all this. Okay, I'm gonna keep making notes and writing stuff that's gonna walk us in circles, and it's all lies, man. It's all just nonsense.
Alright, I did.
Huh?
I did.
You did. Where did you shoot him from?
Twice inside the car, once outside the car.
Twice inside the car, once outside the car. Were there any bullets left in your car, in your guns? Just the way you talked to me, just the way you showed me? Were you on the driver's side by the door or in the middle? In the middle. Twice inside the car. And then you shot like at the car? Or
Yeah.
did you hit him, do you think?
I don't know.
But there was a problem with this story. At Brandon's murder scene, 4 shell casings were recovered, 2 inside the car and 2 more out on the street. Trayvon has only taken accountability for 3 of them: the 2 shots he fired into Brandon's back, and 1 more at the car as Brandon tried to drive away. That left 1 casing and 1 gun unaccounted for, leaving detectives wondering who fired the final shot. Something Trayvon answered for them.
And then who's got the other gun?
Ty.
Ty has the other gun.
Went to his door and tried to pull him out the car.
Ty tried to pull him out the door?
Now that you know just how much his accomplices have snitched on him, it's time to get back to knockoff Sideshow Bob.
If you do this nonsense right here and stand on, you ain't got nothing, young man, I've been a police officer for almost twice as long as you've been on this planet. Okay? You understand that? I spent a long time doing this. You're not the first 15-year-old to sit in that blue chair and lie to me, and you're not going to be the last. You did some really terrible things this morning, and stuff went sideways on the second one. And if you say, I don't know nothing about nothing, I was in there sleeping, and then somebody woke me up and said, SWAT team's out there, and you stand on that, then that's the story you get to carry until this is over. Okay? That story doesn't hold water, man. That story, that's a leaky bucket. And if that's what you want to carry, then that's fine. You just tell us that that's your story, and we'll lock it right in that camera right there, and that'll be it.
God.
Do you even feel bad about what happened?
I don't know what
Do you feel bad about what happened? I just told you, add robbery, add murder. You know exactly what murder
Who did I murder?
His name is Brandon.
I don't know who Brandon is.
You don't have to know somebody to kill somebody, believe it or not.
So you're trying to say I killed somebody?
You were part of this murder scheme. I am telling you that when we come in here and we ask questions, we don't ask questions.
Look at all these pages. You're not number 1, bro. Okay?
You can't read them out?
No, I'm not gonna read anything. I don't tell you what I know. You tell me what you did. And that's how this works. Or you say, I didn't do nothing, I don't know nothing about nothing, and then I use the rest of this stuff to put you in prison for a long time. This isn't going to juvie, bro. This is getting bound over to adult court and going to prison for aggravated murder.
So y'all trying to send me to prison for murder?
Oh, you're gonna get this. That's what this isn't going to juvenile court, buddy. These are all gonna be bind over cases. This is an aggravated murder.
So y'all trying to send me to...
Don't ask me what we're trying to say. We're telling you were involved in 2 aggravated robberies this morning, one of which resulted in the death of a grown man who was just trying to make a living. That's what we're telling you. Now you tell us your part in it, or you say I was sleeping and that's it, and then we'll fill in the blanks. But you don't. I can assure you that you don't want the 2 of us to fill in the blanks. I can assure you of that. We're both very good at what we do.
We sit across from, I would say, 2 different types of people every time we interview. We sit across from people who are straight monsters and don't have anything but ice in their blood. And we sit across from people who make mistakes and feel bad about what they do. Those are the 2 that we have. It's up to you to be whatever person that you want to be, but that's the type of people that we sit in these chairs. I think you feel bad about what happened. I don't know, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't care that guy had a wife and kids and mom, brothers, sisters. That guy could have been someone you knew. You didn't, but he could have been. How are you, 15, and you go to what school? Meadowdale. So I know for a fact that you've known people from Meadowdale who have died or been murdered. Am I wrong?
No, man.
Probably a handful of people that you cared about, right? So I think you probably feel bad about what's happened, but again, we have 2 people that we interview. We interview people, and part of my friends who don't have ice in their bones, and that's what it is. Or we interview people that actually realize they've made a mistake and they feel bad about what's happened and they feel bad about what's gone down.
Tylen might look like a defeated, sulking teenager here, but he was anything but on the night of the shooting. Just look at the pictures he posted around the time of the murder, really showing off what an outstanding 15-year-old gangster he was. And clearly the gravity of the situation is lost on him, because Tylen truly believes his age can help him get away scot-free.
Tylen, we're past I wasn't involved, okay? That isn't even a question whether you're involved. Because you're sitting in that blue chair. Because they're serving a search warrant on the house right now. Because we know you were involved. Because these other 12 pages of paper say that you were involved, okay? So everyone that was in that house has been in that chair.
Everybody that been in the house has been in this chair.
Yes, everyone. Okay? And you can be last and say, I don't know nothing about anything, I was asleep, and we'll go with the story that the other people had, and then we'll fill in the blanks for your story on what they've said. Okay? And everything they said was captured on that camera right there, just like yours is. Okay? So at trial, when you say,
When we have criminal cases, they go to trial.
when I don't know anything about anything and I was in there sleeping, then you'll get to watch the testimony of the interviews of the other people and what they said. And then you'll be like, man, they did me like that? And I stuck with this story that I was in the house just sleeping.
So somebody said
I get what I tell you earlier. I don't tell you what I know. You tell me. Okay, I don't tell you that. You can watch it at trial after you stick to some nonsense story like I was in there sleeping when the police were screaming through the PA for the last 7 hours. Everyone panicked about their hands up. I know they were doing it because I was standing outside the house for an hour and a half myself while they did it.
We're giving you the opportunity to be honest with us. I'm telling you that we already know that you're involved, and we already know that you were there. That's not a question. This is your only chance to get your version of events out there, whatever that version may be.
This is it. Like no lies, the whole line.
Secondly, I don't know about no murder or none of that.
Talk about the first. We'll go one at a time.
I know about the.
Okay, we'll talk about the first one then.
Tylen, in all of his teenage genius glory, has just accidentally admitted to being part of the very first robbery. And that is extremely important, considering that first robbery is what led to Brandon's murder. So now detectives have one job: use that slip of the tongue, keep him talking, and get him to admit his role in the first robbery. This will eventually pave the way for getting him to give up details regarding the second one too. So, Can they?
We booked the lift and we turned.
Who's we? This is where we snitch on everybody in here. Everybody gets told off.
The people who said that whoever is.
No, when you say we means I give names.
I can't get no.
Okay, well, that's not how this works. You can be one of four, or you can be one. We split the penalty 4 ways, which is the right way to do it because you didn't do it all right. So when you say we means I tell on people. So see these 12 pages of stuff? That's people saying, yeah, we did this. Who's we? Okay, and okay, and okay, and okay. Now what did the 4 of you do? We did this. I did this. He did this. They did that. The no snitching thing doesn't work in this room because no snitching gets Tylen screwed. Okay? That street code doesn't exist in here. This is save Tylen's narrow behind because no one else is going to save it and no one else has saved it. I can assure you of that. Okay? I tell my story and I tell on everybody because I'm not doing this by myself. Or you can say we and I'm not going to tell on anyone and tell you who's we, and that's fine. We'll go with what we got here and we'll fill in the blanks. And then you look like a liar. So you lie a minute, we'll just stop it. We'll go across the hall and we'll book you in. No more lies. If you want to lie, save us our time. We got other stuff to do. You spill your guts, and that's what happens in here. Or we tell the story for you, and you don't want that.
Understand that we're looking for 2 things. Well, really, we're just looking for one. We're looking for the truth. I don't know you. I've never met you before. I didn't know the gentleman tonight. Never met him before. We are here for the truth. We are fact finders. So when people lie to us, and we know they lie, because we already know the answers to a lot of the questions we ask, all that does is, like he said, waste time. This is your only opportunity to give us whatever version of events you're going to give us. I recommend that it's the truth because, I don't know about what your upbringing is since you're living with Sheree. My parents always raised me to be honest, and sometimes there's consequences to honesty. But I know when I take my lumps that I've accepted that responsibility.
Somewhere somebody's taught you some respect because you say yes ma'am to her. Correct? So somewhere somebody, mom, grandma, grandpa, somebody has instilled some respect in you. And you don't use it all the time, but it's in there. Just go use that, okay?
I think you feel bad about what happened, so we want to hear what from your perspective, what happened.
Alright, it was me, Ryan, Ray, and Treasure. But I don't know, I just know about the first lift.
So tell us what happened.
We booked the lift and then we just started to get out the car. And that's when she got out the car, she started yelling and stuff. That's when we parked the car back in the garage. That's the only thing, that's the only lift I know about. I don't know about no murder.
Tell her about who ordered the lift and who was sitting where and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know who ordered the lift.
Okay, where did you guys get picked up at?
Over his.
Do you know about where on the bridge?
No. It was third time and I was tired.
Where were you going?
Where was it? I don't know. I don't know where they booked the destination to. I don't know none of that. I just know we just told her to get out the car. She got out. And that's when we parked the car in the garage. That's when I went in there and I went to sleep. I swear to God, I don't know about no murder, nothing. I don't know no brain. I don't know nothing about no second lift.
So were you one of the people with the gun?
No, I don't got no gun. That's why I'm saying, what gun do I got to murder somebody?
So who had the guns?
I don't know who had guns. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know. That's why I'm telling y'all I don't know who murdered anybody. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
We're not even talking. We're not even there yet. We're still at the first lift. We know that there were 2 guns. We know that. You got all 4 get in the car?
Huh?
You all 4 get in the car?
Yeah.
Where were you seated at in the car?
I was like, all the way on the other side. It's like.
Well, let me make it easier. Front or back?
Back.
Closer to the driver's side or closer to the passenger side?
like in the middle type stuff.
No. Okay, so who was to your right and who was to your left?
I don't remember.
There's,
I just know I was.
there's four of you smashed in a back seat. You don't know who's next
I
to
just
you?
know I was always my brother Jared. That's the only thing I know.
Well, you told part of it, so keep going.
And that's when I told them to drop me back off at home. And that's when they did. Me and Ray.
Drop you back off home.
Like at the house at the end. And that's when me, Ray, and Ryan went in the basement. First it was me and Ray. That's when we went in the basement, went to sleep, and I saw Ryan in the bed. I don't know nothing about no murder. That's why I told you I was in the basement sleep. I don't know about no murder or nothing.
And with that, they have a confession for the first robbery. Tylen has admitted to being a part of it, and also being directly involved in getting the woman out of her Subaru. Though he magically denies being there for the second robbery and for Brandon's murder, claiming that he was asleep in the basement. This is where good old Trayvon's interview comes in handy, because in it, he had told detectives everything, from what their motive was that night to their plans on how to execute them. And all of it is as absurd as you can possibly imagine.
So tell me what happened tonight. How did you guys all get together?
They called
Say again.
me. They called me and asked me to come over.
We gonna go hit a lick? What was the plan?
Nah, I'm some girls.
So at some point you all leave, right? And you go get an Uber. Is that fair? Were you gonna go somewhere? Okay. What was the plan? Just take your car?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is, you're telling the truth, man, and I appreciate that, okay? That's all we want. When they got there, was it a man or woman that came? Okay? And it was you, Ray, Ty, and Ron. Fair? Okay. Was the plan to always to rob her? Or did somebody say something while you were driving, or how did it happen?
Just happened.
So ultimately, detectives know Tylen isn't being honest here. Now, with him having confessed to stealing the Subaru, it's time to push him for a confession on the second robbery as well.
Are you familiar with the neighborhood you were in?
Nah, I've been there before. Like, I've been to his house before. That's why I was saying. That's why I know his house.
I mean, not only his neighborhood, but the neighborhood that you guys did the lift stuff in.
Dayview.
Obviously, he's already told you that he's got lots of experience as a police officer, as a detective. That's why, and one of our biggest things that we do, first thing we do is go get surveillance video. You understand that there's a ton of houses that have Ring, Net, I don't even know all of them, Link. And unfortunately, especially when someone dies, people are usually willing to hand that stuff right on over to us. Do you understand what I'm telling you? There's videos everywhere, both in his neighborhood and the neighborhood you were in. So be honest with us, because every time that you lie, and then we figure out that you're not telling the truth, because like I said earlier, we already know that you've lied to us. It just makes you look bad.
And then we chop up your lie at the trial. Because like, my client said he did this and this and this. Well, here's a picture of him getting out of the car. Oh, okay, I guess that was a lie. If you tell us lies and you tell an attorney lies, then he can't help you. Because we're gonna destroy your lies with evidence. That's what we do. Okay? So if here's what you're doing. You're digging a big hole and you're gonna throw yourself in it. Okay? You're gonna dig a big hole and then you're gonna put yourself in the bottom of it. And what you're doing now I went home and went to sleep is you're pulling dirt in on top of yourself, right? You're not helping yourself at all. You're digging a hole that we're gonna disprove everything you say. You're like the last person in here, man. Okay? You're the last one. So everything that we've heard this story multiple times.
A lot of times.
And if it's you're telling us nonsense, then I mean, we'll let you talk for a minute, but we're like, okay, you're just wasting our time. You're talking and you're saying something that couldn't possibly be true. Okay? You're here. You're involved. There's no negating or minimizing what happened. Okay? You're totally in it with both feet in the quicksand. All right? You're in it. Everyone says you're in it. We know you're in it. And cameras from all over the neighborhood are going to say you're in it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Some of these guys have cameras in their cars because they've been robbed before. You ever watch any of them videos where people got a camera in their car? One points out the front, one points in the back. Because they're Lyft drivers or Uber drivers and they've been robbed before. People jump out of the car and rip them off for money. What do you think there's going to be? There's going to be a great big clear picture with 4K video. You know what I mean? And you're going, I wasn't in there. I didn't do that. I wasn't part of that second one. You know how easy that's going to be for us? Press play.
It's hard to argue video.
Look at you have a very distinct look, right? Your skin is a rail. You got big, crazy, twisty hair. You stick out like a sore thumb.
It really was that easy to point Tylen out once detectives got that footage. And the cameras weren't even the strongest lead they had. When police searched the home, they found a phone Tylen used. At 12:33 that morning, he had created a Lyft account under the fake name Jimmy Smith, paid for with a prepaid card. 15 minutes later, that account requested its first ride from Oak Ridge Drive. The driver who accepted was the woman in the Subaru, headed for a drop-off at 53 Cambridge Avenue. Somewhere in the middle, she had been robbed of her vehicle. Less than an hour after that, the same account requested another ride using the same pickup area and destination. This time, the driver who accepted was Brandon Cooper. He picked the group up at 1:47 a.m. 13 minutes later, by 2, he was dead. Both rides matched the carjacking and the murder down to the absolute smallest detail. With all of this evidence stacking up, Tylen will now finally begin to crack, albeit slowly.
The truth is hard sometimes.
But it's the easiest story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Somewhere somebody instilled right from wrong in you and respect. Listen to that person, not the street person in your ear saying, "Ain't got nothing on you, bro. You're in that chair, so we got something on you." Okay? Tell Detective Woody the truth, please.
I booked the second leg. That's why it was a guy. That's when I got in there. But I came in there late. It was like real late. So that's when I was on I know I was still by break. I was on the window side. That's when they stopped. That's when I think I got out of the car. There was one to the destination. I got out of the car. I know I started walking. Me and Ryan, we got out of the car. And all of the things just crashed, like they crashed the whip. That's when I just ran. That's when I found Ray, and that's when me and Ray went back to the house. That's when I really went to sleep.
Who did you say got out of the car?
Me and Ryan. And then that's when I ran, because when I saw the car crash, I just ran. And that's when me and Ray ended up finding each other. That's when we went to that house. That's why I don't know nothing about no murder, any of that what y'all talking about.
Who had the gun?
I don't know who had gun. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know who had gun. I don't know nothing about no murder.
And I'm sorry. So you're saying Terrion or Ron and you went to the window or got out of the car? I mean,
yeah, I just got out of the car. That's when I told Ryan to get out with me because I don't know my way around there. And I just ran when he crashed the whip. That's when I ended up finding Ray, and that's when it took us like 2 minutes to get back to the house because we don't know how to wreck my bed.
I'm guessing you thought it was going to be easier than that because it sounds like you tried to pull him out of the car. Am I wrong? I'd say that I must be right.
I'm going through my notes, man, so tell what you did.
I opened up his door, and that's when he just scared off. That's when I ran. He crashed.
Who was with you when you tried to open up the door?
Oh, Ryan.
Terrion?
That's when I just ran.
So who had the gun that time?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know who had a gun. I don't know who shot that gun. I don't know who got murdered. I don't know who murdered somebody. So I'm trying to tell you, I don't even know why I'm in here trying to get charged for murder.
Because when you're a part of it and someone does this, everyone's as guilty as the person that pulled the trigger.
I don't know.
When people get a little group and like, we're gonna go hit a lick and then it goes sideways and someone gets murdered, everyone's as guilty as the guy that pulled the trigger.
I don't know who pulled the trigger. I don't know who had a gun. I don't know who got
Who had guns in the beginning of the night?
I don't know. I'm trying to tell you.
How many guns did you know were in your group?
I don't know.
One?
No, I don't know.
Was there a gun?
I don't know.
Did you see a gun?
I didn't see guns, none of that.
Did you see a gun when you got back to the house?
No. I went straight in the business.
I mean, when the three of you were in there, did anybody have a gun, hide a gun,
No.
talk about a gun?
Somebody got rid of the guns.
I don't know nothing about a gun. I don't know who had a gun. I don't know who shot somebody. I just know as soon as I went back to the house, me, Ray, and Ryan went in the basement and went to sleep. All I know.
Well, Tyler, actually that brings me kind of to my next question. How do you feel about doing a DNA standard to use to check against evidence in this case? You okay with that? I'm just gonna write your name on here so I don't forget. Who's this is?
Did you hear shots at the second robbery?
I ran.
You didn't hear any shots? Why do you think he crashed?
I don't know.
Well, he crashed because someone shot him.
That's his own business. They don't got nothing to do with me.
His own business. His own business was he was trying to make a living, and you guys tried to rob him of his car and his money, and one of you shot him.
Pull those out. Rub the inside of your cheeks, kind of like you're brushing your teeth on the inside of your cheeks on both sides, please.
Make them wet with your saliva.
Yeah.
Spin around. Yeah.
So one of the other things that is really helpful is at some point, I'm sure these guns will turn up, whether they're in the house or whether they're wherever.
Here you go.
I don't know that.
Are we gonna find your DNA on those guns?
No.
Obviously, it's fair to say we're probably gonna find your DNA in the car since you were in there.
I don't find my DNA in the car because I was in the car, but
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about no murder, none of that. No shots fired. I just ran.
Well, the amazing thing about
I heard
guns
a crash, but I
and
just ran.
bullets are those things are really loud. I mean, really loud. That's not something you're not gonna notice if you're close range. And you would have been close range.
I just know I ran. I don't know nothing about no car. I thought y'all had cameras or something. Can't y'all see y'all?
Do you feel bad about what happened?
Yeah, I didn't know he got murdered.
What did you think happened when he crashed?
Got out.
Did you see him get out?
I told y'all I ran. I just ran.
What would make you run?
Cause
If he took off, then why would you run away? I mean,
Cause he skirted off in the car. I don't know what he was on, so I just ran.
my guess is you probably heard the shots, and that's why you ran off.
Oh, I didn't hear no shot. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I just, as soon as I tried to open up the door, he skirted off. I ran. That's all I know.
Where did you run to?
I just ran. I forgot where I ran to. That's when I ended up seeing Ray. That's when we took like 10 minutes to find the house. But I don't know nothing about no gun, no shots fired, murder, none of that.
Tylen has finally admitted to being there in the car on the ride that ended with Brandon dead. He's even admitted to grabbing at the driver's door as Brandon hits the gas. But when asked about the guns, the shots, and the murder, he still refuses to budge, as he claims that he simply ran away. Heading into this final few minutes of his interview, detectives have two goals left. First, get him to admit that he was a part of the shooting. Then, get him to own up to that final gunshot. That way, all 4 bullet casings found at the crime scene will be accounted for.
What was the conversation in the house when the police were outside?
Me, I was asleep.
No, you weren't asleep the whole time.
Yes, I was asleep the whole time.
They were out there
Pretty loud.
for
I was
hours.
in the basement. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, when they first came out to the house, they heard you guys scurrying around.
Well, they ain't hear me doing nothing.
Alright. You were doing real good.
I'm trying
You can't be asleep in a house for 7 hours while they're in a loudspeaker screaming, "Dave, please." Everyone out their hands up over and over, and then they hit the siren. That's nonsense. People from 5 streets away know that we're there.
We actually usually get complaints from people 5 streets away.
Like, tell those people to come out of the house so I can go to sleep.
Especially this early in the morning.
So I'm going to prison.
You're going to go to juvenile detention right now. You're kind of getting ahead of yourself, but yeah, you're going to get locked up this morning for 2 counts of aggravated robbery and a count of aggravated murder.
Oh, I don't know nothing about no murder.
Well, the problem is that second count of aggravated robbery, someone got killed in the commission. You can not care all you want, but that's how this works. When you do big kid stuff and one of you decides to go rogue and start shooting guns and people get killed, then everybody gets charged with murder.
Where he was shot at.
What do you care? You just took off running.
I ain't trying to.
I'm not giving you tell me where he was shot.
I don't know.
Okay, well then there you go. You'll hear about it at the trial then.
I ain't know he was killed.
Well, you didn't care to stick around either.
I know. I drove for him.
Yeah. Take care of Tylen.
I know.
No, that wasn't a compliment.
Sam, that's what's going through your brain, Tylen.
You got anything else you want to tell us? There's been a bunch of other lift robberies that you didn't involved in those. Might as well clear them all up right now.
I don't know nothing about no other list robbery.
No?
I don't rob people.
Huh?
I don't rob people.
You don't rob people? Well, you sure just jumped off the high dive on your first one, then, didn't you?
Who's your custodial parent? I know you're living with
My mom and that's how.
which mom's name?
My queen.
What is it?
My queen.
And they RQ you?
IETA.
Sorry, not your mom. You said Walker? Walter.
So, some of these lifts have been done in your neighborhood.
You don't have nothing to do with me.
Doesn't have nothing to do with you? It's funny that there's lift robberies that have been done, that have happened like right where you live. You think that would be coincidental? If you were me, would you think that
There's other kids in the neighborhood too.
Oh, there's other kids, but there's other kids that didn't get caught doing a lift robbery this morning. Right? 2 of them. Back to back. Like, that was fun, let's do it again. It's all cool doing this stuff until you get caught.
What can we do to find the guns?
Huh?
So what can we do to find the guns?
I don't know nothing about no.
Well, if somebody finds the guns and gets hurt, then you're going to get charged with that
a
too.
ton of kids in that neighborhood.
I don't know anything about a gun. I don't know about him being killed. I'm just now figuring out he got killed today. I don't know who shot a gun. I just know I ran.
You got anything else, Rod?
No, ma'am.
We're gonna walk you back. Unless you want to take a break and then.
No, I think we're good. I think we got what we're going to get.
Ultimately, Tylen never gave them that confession, and both him and Trayvon were transferred to adult court. In June of 2024, Trayvon Mitchell pled guilty to murder and aggravated robbery and was sentenced to 25 years to life. Tylen initially pleaded not guilty, but as the evidence piled up, he pled guilty to all 17 counts against him, including 4 counts of murder, 6 counts of aggravated robbery, 2 counts of felonious assault, tampering with evidence, and 4 counts of grand theft. He was sentenced to 27 years to life in prison. The 2 other teens, Ray and Ron, were sentenced to 5 and 6 years in the juvenile system. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe to our channel. 80% of everyone watching isn't, and your support would help us more than you realize. It's free, and it keeps this channel alive. You can also check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.